So we have a look at the diaphragm in the front. Maybe on the side. Move to the side position. So we had a look at the quadratus lumborum in side position. So we want to release the quadratus. The quadratus lumborum is a little muscle going from the SI joint to the 12th rib. It's very small and square. Huh? And it's on the side, like a little bit anterior of the erector muscle. So it's basically in the side, in the middle of the side of his, on top of his pelvis crest. So if I find a tight spot when I'm pressing in and it hurts, I want to do also like a Jones technique, this positional release technique. I fix the point and now I move his iliac crest onto this point and hold for 1 minute. And this muscle is very important because it's attached to the 12th rib, so it's not moving properly. We lose the mobility of the 12th rib and also this junction here where we released before with the cracking. You also of course can do after, you can do some circular movement, some massaging of this muscle. Then we had a look at the movement of the ribs. So the ribs are moving in 3 axes. So one axis is coming from the head to the foot, like this. So the ribs are moving to the front and the back. So I want to hold the ribs, grab them with my dragon mouth, and on the in-breath they're moving back, breathe in. On the out-breath they're moving to the front. And I support the ribs in their movement with the breathing. That's already mobilization. So if I feel there's a little tension in an area, I move back and I feel there's tension in the back, I go to the back and I do some harmonics towards the spine. Or I feel there's tension on the out-breath to the front, and move forward and do some harmonics to the front. Then we have the axis from the back to the front. So the steering wheel, the ribs are doing like this. So on the in-breath they're moving up towards the shoulder. On the out-breath they're moving down to the pelvis. So again, breathing in, coming up, and I feel some tension. I just stay here and do some harmonics. And this you can also do while he's just breathing normally. Then you go up. And then we have the axis through the side. So the steering wheel is doing like this. So in the in-breath they're moving up towards the arm. The out-breath they're moving back. Breathe in, breathe out. Also here, if you feel this limited range of movement, you can hold and do some harmonics. What you also can do to increase the mobility is some recoils. So breathe in, the ribs are moving back, I hold and then let go. So you work with the out breath, at the end of the out breath you let go, or if it's breathing in, at the beginning of the in breath. So you're working with the mobility of the ribs, but also with the mobility of the diaphragm, which is attached to the lower 6 ribs. So this technique is amazing for diaphragm, but also heart lung and ribs itself. So we said the lungs are sitting here and they're moving up. When you breathe in, they're moving down and moving up, moving down like two rib spaces. And here, the height of 11, 10, 9th rib, there's like a pocket, and this pocket can get really sticky and closing. So we want to open this pocket a little bit. So now we're changing, we can do recoils, we're working with recoils. So he's breathing in, and while he's breathing in, he's holding, and then I bring the ribs to the front. So he's bringing the fascia back with the in-breath, and while he's keeping the fascia back, I move the ribs to the front and do a nice friction release of the fascia. Okay, I'm holding the ribs already to the front before he starts breathing in. He's breathing in now, breathe in, hold, and now I start my harmonics. And in the end you can do recoil. Okay, again, instead of coming back, I'm holding the ribs forward so they can't move back. Breathe in, he's bringing the diaphragm and fascia to the back. And this recesses this pocket to the back. I do some mobilization and do the recoil. It's really good to opening the lung mobility and this pocket. Especially here on the right side, where also the liver is. It can also be sticky to this corner of the diaphragm, and then the diaphragm doesn't move properly, and then of course the liver doesn't move properly. And here in this area we have the drainage of the liver into the blood system. So if this diaphragm here doesn't work properly, it's affecting the drainage back to the heart and can get congested in this area. So it's actually quite an important area, right lower rib cage. Exactly. Then we had a look at a technique with the foot to closing off. A dynamic technique. So we place our foot between scapula and spine. I'm bringing onto my foot and do a little mobilization, very nice to opening the ribs and the vertebrae. So we work along the scapula. You can also fix the head, extend your leg, fix the sacrum, extend, and lean back. It's a nice opener of the side back neck fascia. Right. Okay. So we have some material now. You can try the side, try the ribs, try the recoils, and you can also do the front position. Okay.